Hello, welcome to a little video showing you how to draw and shade the human face. So to start today, you need a pencil and an eraser, and you will need a tissue for blending, for when we do shading. So when you draw the human face, you need to know that our faces are symmetrical. So it's the same, what's on one side is the same on the other. So to make sure we reflect that in our drawings, we should fold our paper in half. We're going to establish a line of symmetry right down the middle of our pages, like that. Fold it in half, and if you want to, you can make a line down the middle of your page, or you can just use the crease as a guideline. Okay, so that's my line of symmetry. What I do on one side of the face, I do on the other. Now I need to make the shape of the face. So I'm going to come here. I would say that's about maybe 2 inches up from the bottom. And I've made a curved line for the chin. Now I'm going to get wider and make an oval shape. Okay, that's my face. It's an oval. And you might look at your oval after you've sketched it and say, yeah, I'm going to make some adjustments. So I'm looking at my oval and I say, okay, it kind of looks like a little bit like an alien's face. So I can adjust by making it a little wider. But what I do on one side, I need to do on the other. And I'm just erasing until I get my oval the way I like it. Okay, I like it like this. Now I'm going to put in the nose. So I'm going to come to the line of symmetry right here in the middle, and I'm just going to make a curved, or like I can make a little circle. That's my nose, a circle. And then on either side of the circle are the nostrils. So like a curved shape there and a curved shape there. Those are my nostrils. Now the shape of your nose is very interesting. It kind of comes up like this, and then it curves down like that, and then it curves up again. That's the shape of the bottom of a nose. Now I'm going to bring my nose up along either side of the line of symmetry, like that. Okay. Now I can put in the shape of my eyes. So when I do eyes, I want to make sure they're the same size. So I put a dot here and a dot here on either side of the nose. That dot represents the inside of my eye. Okay, and I'm looking at the space between my nose and the inside of my eye. And I realize maybe I put my dots too close to the nose. So I'm going to move them a little bit further out. I'm going to put them right there, a little further out. Okay, and now I'm going to put a dot for the edge of my eye. Okay, making sure they're the same size. Okay, now I'm going to connect them with a crescent, like that, and I'm going to connect them here with a crescent shape, like that. Okay, and I'm looking at them and I'm asking myself, are they the same? This one is bigger. It's like wider than this one. So I'm going to want to adjust this guy to try to make it the same as the other one. There, that looks a little better. Now they're the same. Okay, now I'm going to do the shading that's on the sides of my nose. So I'm going to put my pencil on its belly, like this, and I'm going to shade right there. Shading, shading, shading. Okay, that's the sides of my nose, they get shaded. Okay, and then I can blend a bit with my tissue. There we go. There, okay. Now it's time to put on the eyelids. So above your eyes, you have a crease, like that. Okay, and on the other eye is my eyelids. Now I'm going to put on my eyebrows. And what I do on one side of the line of symmetry, I do on the other. So I'm trying really hard to make my eyebrows the same on both sides. Okay. Now, where your nose is right here, there's shading that connects your nose and your eyebrow. There and there, okay? This is all shaded in here. Between this part and your eye, it's shaded. And then under your eyebrow as well, there is shading. There's a big bone here on our faces that kind of like comes out, and therefore what's underneath it is a shadow. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to create this shading between the eyebrows and the nose. It's kind of like you're blending there, and you've got some shading underneath the eyebrows. Okay, and now I can blend it in. And you might lose your eyebrow a little bit, but that's okay. I can always put it back in by pressing harder with my pencil to reestablish it. Okay, there we go. Eyebrows. All right, now it's time to do the eyes. So you have 2 circles inside your eye. The circle actually touches the bottom of your eye and the top of your eye. So there's the circle, which represents your iris, and then there is the black pupil in the middle. So I'm going to draw this circle on there. Notice how it touches the top of my eye and the bottom of my eye. And I'm going to draw it on this one. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put in the pupil another circle inside and another circle inside. Now, when it comes time to color the pupil, you want to make sure that you maintain the highlight that's in our pupil. So I color the pupil, but I leave a piece of it white. A little small square inside the pupil remains... Oopsies, I'm sorry, I dropped you guys. We still here? Yes. A little small piece of the pupil remains white. It's hard to show because my iPad's falling down. All right, I'll try to come in a little closer. You see, some of the pupil remains white, so I've left that white. Okay, now it's time to do the mouth. And the corners of your mouth line up, almost, okay, maybe they're in a little bit. They line up with the center of your eye. So I just draw, yeah, straight down. So, okay, maybe they don't line up perfectly. But if I smile, then they do. So, like, maybe it's not like a straight matchup, but basically the edges of your mouth line up with the center of your eyes. So I'm going to shade a little bit under the nose right here because I have this piece on my face right there with a little bit of shadow under the nose. And now I'm going to put in the Cupid's bow from my lips right there. This is your Cupid's bow. Right there, that's the Cupid's bow. It's like a U shape. And then I can connect it out to the edges here. All right, we're putting in the top lip, and then I bring this line in. Okay, like that. That's the top lip, and then there's a bottom lip. Oh, whoa, that bottom lip got real big, Miss Grace. Whoopsies. Got too excited. That one went a little crazy. There we go. There's my lips. There's a mouth. Okay. Now you can erase out these vertical lines that are coming down from the pupils because they were just guidelines. Okay, and we can put some shading under the bottom lip. There's a bit of shadow there. And that shadow kind of comes down to the chin, but only on one side. And blend it with your finger or with your tissue. Okay, and I'm looking at this face and I'm saying to myself, this person has a very big chin. So maybe I want to move my chin up a bit. Maybe I don't want them to have that big of a chin. I'm just moving my chin up so it's not so far down on their face. Okay, now I'm going to put in their neck like that. And there's shading on the neck too. It's here, okay, on one side usually. And I'm going to put it on this side. And I'm going to shade down the side of the neck with my pencil. Like that. Okay, now I can blend it. Okay, shading on the neck. And now I need to adjust my forehead a bit. So my forehead is actually, our foreheads are quite large. So I always say don't cheat the forehead. Make sure that you make a big enough forehead so that your face is realistic. So I'm going to move the forehead up a bit higher. There. Okay, that's a little more realistic. And there is shading on either side of your forehead. So I'm going to shade here. Okay, working my way kind of towards the middle, but not too far in, because the middle of my forehead is going to remain white. There's a highlight there where the light is striking the face. Okay, and now I can blend. And if you're blending, when you're shading, if you go a little bit outside of the lines, then you can always take your eraser and adjust a bit on the edges. So I'm just fixing up because I got a little excited while shading and my blending went outside the confines of the face. Okay, and now we have some shading on our cheeks as well. Right there. And if you're smiling, it depends on what the person is doing with their mouth. So if I smile, I get shadows here, right there. There's a shadow there. Okay, so it depends on what they're doing with their mouth. I'm gonna have my mouth be just resting. It's just gonna be chilling. So I'm gonna do a little bit of shading coming in here on the cheekbones. Okay, because I'm not smiling in this one, or they're not smiling. Okay, and then I can blend that. Remember, really try to keep it the same on both sides. Okay, and now you have a shaded face. And you can do a little bit of shading here on the mouth as well. I'm just kind of shading a bit on the edges of the lips with my pencil. Blend it with my fingers. You can do some like lines of texture on your bottom lip like that. You can see them here. You see these lines on my lip? You see them? There's lines on the lip, so you can do that. Okay, on the lip, just some little lines, blend it. Okay, there's the mouth. And then you can add eyelashes if you want. Depends on the person. If they have really long eyelashes, you may want to show that. You can add ears. So your ears, you have to study them. Okay, so here's the edge of my eye. The top of my ear lines up with the edge of my eye. The bottom of my ear, okay. Oh, this is tough. The bottom of my ear is kind of in between my nose and mouth. So top of the ear is at the edge of the eye. There, like that. Your ears, think of them like the number 3. Whoa, 3, like that, okay? Think of ears like that, if that helps. All right, and that's how you shade and create the human face. So really think about who you want to draw this week. Take a picture, study their face, study their expression, and practice your shading.